I may regret making this video, but let's talk about everyone's favorite subject these days, and that is background checks. Some people love them, some people hate them. I'm kind of on the fence about it. Let's talk about why. Up until the last couple weeks, I've never had a problem going through a background check buying a gun from a dealer. Here in Tennessee, private sales are cool as long as you make sure, and it's your legal obligation to make sure that the person you're selling to, everybody in the transaction needs to be a resident of Tennessee, non-felons, no violent misdemeanor, like domestic, all that stuff. So you're cool with that. No problem. Most of my guns that I own or have owned, I've bought through a dealer, done through transfer. Most of them I've bought online, transfer into one of the local dealers that I use. I've done maybe 2 private sales in my life on the purchasing end. I've sold a couple. This gun right here, the Mossberg Shockwave, when I went to pick it up, let me back up a little bit. Not made a video about it yet, but the Ruger 1911 that I recently acquired had to be sent back to Ruger because if you've seen the video on that, had all sorts of issues. I could barely get through a magazine without it jamming. So I sent it back to Ruger. They looked at it, said, yeah, this one's a lemon, we'll send you a replacement. Well, since they were sending me a replacement, new serial number, new gun, I had to go through a dealer transfer. No problem. So I go to my buddy with all the machine guns and pick it up. It's always a pleasure visiting his shop. And fill out the form, submit it, expecting everything to be good. About a minute after he puts it in for processing, comes back, big bold red letters, denied. I was like, what's up with that? And he said, oh, I don't know, man, it happens sometimes. So I had planned on picking this gun up from another dealer the same day. So I thought, well, it's worth a shot. Got denied on that one too. Sent in an appeal form for both. And this one, I got back 4 days ago. It was overturned. And it's the second background check of the day that got denied. The Ruger was the first one of the day that got denied. But it still hasn't come back yet, saying it was overturned. Who knows? So, a little background information on me. I've not been arrested lately, that I know of. No warrants, anything, nothing that I can think of that would throw it off. Other than the fact that there was a guy with the same name as me in Middle Tennessee that escaped from the local jail. That's the only thing I can think of that would have kicked it back, denied. And it shouldn't have even done that, because to avoid that type of situation, I always put my social security number on the form. I don't know if that really makes a difference or not, but I do. I work for a subcontractor to the Department of Energy here in East Tennessee. As part of that, I have been through probably the most extensive background check you can go through. And I have to do that every 5 years. So, the last time I did the investigation, had to do 3 different interviews, talk to a psychologist, and take the big 800 question personality test. I forget the name of it. In editing, I'll put it right here because I'll look it up. Myers-Briggs, maybe. So the government knows more about me than I do. I've said it before and I'll say it again. So let's fast forward a week after I got denied. The moron that shot up the church in Texas, he passed at least one of the background checks on his purchases for the rifle that he used, from what I understand. If that's wrong, somebody correct me. So he passed. I got denied. Something wrong here. And there was a lot of people talking about, oh, we need change. One of my friends put up this big rant on Facebook the other day that she's a gun lover, gun owner, but she wants change. She didn't know what that change was, but in the typical emotional knee-jerk reaction, She just said, we need change. Okay, tell me. If the processes already in place worked, that guy would still be in jail. He would have been arrested for lying on the 4473, and he was dishonorably discharged from the military. They never submitted that to the NICS system. If they fixed the broken process we already have in place, maybe these things would quit happening. Well, I don't know if they would quit happening, but it might stop a few. The reason they happen, there's so many variables, and that's discussion for another day that I probably won't get into, just because of my personal beliefs and whatnot. You can't stop crazy. Evil has always existed. If they don't have a gun, they'll use a truck. If they don't have a truck, they'll use a bomb. If they have a bomb, they'll use a knife. You can't stop crazy people from doing crazy things. You can try to slow it down, maybe stop some of it, but it will always happen, no matter what. So, just Tennessee Matt's 2 cents. And just to let you know, I have friends all across the political gamut. Nobody knows what should be done about this kind of stuff. Nobody knows the true answer that will fix the problem. I have friends that are uber conservative, that are obviously gun owners, that what they think really might or might not fix it. And I have friends that are very liberal and also gun owners. They have their own opinions about the matter as well. And I have friends like me that are libertarian, if you had to put them in a box, that understand that, you know, these things happen. You can't live in a safety net. If you wanted true ultimate protection, go live in a padded cell inside a prison by yourself in solitary. That's about the only way you're going to get true safety. Other than that, life is risky. Bad things happen. Don't forget that. Just try to go on about your life and enjoy it. Thanks for watching. And if this upset any of you, I really don't like getting political on my channel here. You know, like I said, I have friends all across the gamut politically, and I respect everybody's opinion. But you know what they say about opinions. Everybody has one. And you know what they're like. So, we'll just leave it at that. Thanks again.